rock is like an old lava flow. It's like a timeline of all the past eruptions when you look at the sea cliffs. And the sea cliffs here are only about 1,000 feet tall, and you can see how many different eruptions that would take to create 1,000 feet. The ocean goes another 18,000 feet below sea level before you get to the start of all this, so it took a long time to create this island. They say these volcanoes have to have 1 million years of eruptions before they can become an island in the first place. Break the water line. And we have 132 total islands. That's a lot of lava flows. Here's that lava valley again. This time we'll take a closer look at some of these waterfalls hidden in the back of the valley here. Alright, we're going to leave the north shore of Molokai. We'll go across the Pailolo Channel again, fly along some of the sea cliffs back on Maui. And we'll go we'll dip down here and take a closer look at Turtle Rock on the way. So it's just offshore up in front of us, and it used to be like an old cinder cone from an old eruption sunk down into the ocean. The military used it too for training back in World War II. They used it as like target practice, so that That little rock out there has been beaten up a little bit.
Okay, this one's for Gabby.
We're starting to see the shoreline of Maui already out in front of us. Lanai is the island way out off our right side. We got Molokai behind us, so we got 3 islands pretty close together, and this is kind of shallow water in between, most of it less than 1,000 feet deep. So the scientists say that's a sign that this is a sunken island. They think this was all like land below us, like 300,000 years ago or so. But basically over time, Hawaii sunk and water filled up the lower lying area. So that's what the scientists say. We're flying over a sunken island. That's all who you ask though. Hawaiians, they have a creation myth about this. They say the opposite. They say instead what happened was there's this kid who was fishing with a magic fishing line, and he caught the island of Maui, which was underwater, and he was pulling it up out of the water when the line broke and it left the island partially submerged. So they say it never came all the way out. So either way, up to you guys. And Lanai, the island off our right side, is privately owned. There's 2 privately owned Hawaiian islands. The other one's the little island near Kauai, Ni'ihau. Lanai, the island off our right side, it's privately owned but open for business. So like you can go out and visit Lanai. Kind of like a desert island. Maui's going to block a lot of these rain showers from ever getting over there, so it stays real dry.
Them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
As we get closer to Maui, you can see our sea cliffs. They're not as big as they are over on Molokai, but they're going to be more colorful in this area. In front of us, the sea cliffs are going to be like real red in color from high iron levels. And then to the right, you have a little band of olivine. That's that yellow greenish color you'll see over there off our right side. So different lava flows got different minerals. Different minerals in this, some of the eruptions that created this part of the island. And these are old pineapple fields you got above the sea cliffs. Pineapple's just not very profitable anymore, so you don't have very many pineapple farms left in Hawaii, just a few. These ones are going to be big houses someday, and they're trying to sell them off. And all this area here in front of us is state land. It's state land, but it's opened up for hunting, so you can hunt like the non-native animals only, like the wild boar, deer, things like that. Most of the native animals are all gone at this point anyways. Native animals are mostly birds that like evolved, just like the Galapagos Islands. Hawaii was kind of similar, but Hawaii was more commercialized, so trade ships came to Hawaii and introduced bird malaria, which killed off a lot of the native birds. So most of even the birds you see nowadays come from somewhere else, been introduced by people. And in front of us, you can see Kahakaloa Rock again. If you look just to the right of the rock, there's a little town of Kahakaloa there. It's like a small community. And they're famous for like their fruit stands. They have all these stands. You can buy like banana bread, Hawaiian smoked meat, all kinds of stuff. No gas stations or grocery stores or anything like that. The first time I kissed you, I lost my legs. Bring that beat back to me again. And these sea cliffs aren't formed by a big earthquake or anything like they think Molokai sea cliffs were formed. This is just from erosion. The ocean is so deep offshore here, it's kind of eaten away at the island, creating these little caves that eventually will cave in, and big sections of cliff will fall off into the ocean. So this is the results you're going to get if you have deep water offshore. If you have shallow water, then it's the opposite. Sunlight can get down to the bottom and grow the coral, and the coral will eventually turn into that white sand. So it all depends on water depth. Deep water gives you sea cliffs, shallow water, sandy beaches. right back with you guys. This area here is called Wai'ehu. Out here you can see these waves breaking. There's a wind that'll blow a mist into the shoreline, into this town. That's why they call it Wai'ehu, water spray. And they grow macadamia nuts up there behind the houses. Macadamia nuts you see sold all over the place. They're from Australia. That's like where they're from naturally. They just do really well in Hawaii, so that's why you'll see a lot of these macadamia nut farms. Sugarcane, though, that's our biggest export. You'll see sugarcane once we get over towards the airport. And there's 37,000 acres of it on this island alone. And that was the main reason why Hawaii became a U.S. territory. A lot of that had to do with these sugarcane plantations because they wanted to be a U.S. territory so they could ship the sugarcane back to the mainland without the tariffs. And they did. We became a territory, and they sent their first sugarcane harvest out in 1876 to San Francisco. And that kind of shaped the culture too. They imported a lot of the labor from like Japan, China, all over the world, and that's kind of what makes up our local population now. Not a whole lot of Hawaiian people with Hawaiian ethnicity left in Hawaii because disease and virus wiped a lot of them out in the 1800s. And then out in front of us, you can see the sugarcane mill. That's where the smoke is coming out of the smokestacks. They have smoke coming out of a sugarcane mill because they burn whatever they can't turn into raw sugar for biofuels, creates heat, makes electricity that way. They also burn coal there too. And then as we head into the airport off of our left side, you'll see what looks like a big mud puddle. This is a saltwater marsh. They flooded this area on purpose because there's these birds that migrate to Hawaii once a year and they need the saltwater marshes, and when they built a lot of the houses, they built on top of them. So they made this one on purpose. It's a little bird sanctuary, saltwater marsh. And I got to give air traffic control my attention here for the approach. Before I go, I want to thank you guys, though, for coming out and flying with me. I don't get to go flying without you guys, so I appreciate it. They don't let me out by myself, so thanks for getting in here. And then once we do land, just sit tight, wait for Malia. She'll come back out and help you out. And then she'll set you up inside, too, if you want to purchase the video of the flight. And we get free posters, too, if you want a free souvenir. At least grab a poster. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for flying with me.
Who's to say what's impossible will they forgot? This world keeps spinning and with each new day I can feel a change in everything. And as the surface breaks, reflections fade, but in some ways they remain the same. And as my mind begins to spread its wings, there's no stopping curiosity. I wanna turn the whole thing upside down. I'll find the things they say just can't be found. I'll share this love I find with everyone. We'll sing and dance to Mother Nature's songs. I don't want this feeling to go away. Who's to say I can't do everything? Well, I can try. And as I roll along, I begin to find things aren't always just what they seem. I wanna turn the whole thing upside down. I'll find the things they say just can't be found. I'll share this love I find with them.
Alright, thanks again, guys, for coming out. Just sit tight. Malia will be over here in just a second for you.
This world keeps spinning and there's no time to waste. Well, it all keeps spinning, spinning round and round and upside down. Who's to say what's impossible and can't be found? I don't want this feeling to go away.